You're going to play the walkout music, Scott, or? Okay. No worries.
It's a CSI. It's probably one of the CSIs.
All right. For folks online, can you hear us before we get started?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right. All right, it's 4:01, and I'll call the Plan Commission meeting to order. Call the roll. Ryan?
Here.
Marilyn?
Here.
Jerry?
Here.
Braden?
Here.
Alder Mitchell? All right, if folks in the audience could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from our previous meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion on the minutes. Seeing none, all those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any objection? Minutes are approved. All right, first item on the agenda, application for conditional use with exceptions by Wisconsin Power and Light Company to make improvements at the electrical substation located at 2214 North Taylor Drive. Elise, do you want to give a quick staff overview?
Sure. This project involves the replacement of an existing electrical equipment and security fence and installation of landscape screening. The new equipment includes 4 major pieces of equipment: a new pad-mounted transformer, dead-end structure, circuit breaker, and metal-clad switchgear building. The replacement project is required due to the aging infrastructure within the substation and the growth and resulting demand for reliable electric service in the area. The original substation facility dates to mid-1950s.
All right, is anyone here from Wisconsin Power and Light? Yeah, any additional comments you'd like to add?
Just to say that we're here and available for any questions you might have regarding the projects.
Sounds good. Is anyone from the public here on this item? Questions from commission members? Yeah, Ryan?
When you do this redesign or rebuild, you're gonna try to leave as many trees as possible around that?
The trees that are there now will not be affected.
Great. Because
And then-
those trees serve as a really nice buffer.
Yeah, and along the frontage of Taylor, there will be new landscaping installed.
Okay.
And there was some trees there previously, and they were removed by ATC, who control that
Right.
overhead up and down the street. So-
Okay, great, thank you.
Cool. Additional questions? Motions?
Make a motion to approve along with the staff recommendations.
Second.
Moved and seconded, final thoughts? Seeing none, all those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Chair votes aye, that item is approved. Next, application for conditional use. Application with exceptions by City Church Sheboygan, Inc. to operate a daycare facility at 3021 Martin Avenue. Elise?
City Church is currently using this building and property for the Sunday and Wednesday services with office hours for staff, small community groups, practices, and events that vary throughout the week. They're looking to add a licensed child care ministry with early childhood education during the weekday hours to help meet the great needs of the community. And they'll be using the children's ministry area that currently is only used Sundays and Wednesdays for services.
Thank you. Is anyone here from City Church? Anything else to add? All right, questions or motions from commission members? Marilyn?
I just want to say, good for you. We certainly need this. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any objections? All right, chair votes aye, that's approved. Next, application for conditional use with exceptions to install a new signage at Popeyes located at 3207 South Business Drive. Elise?
So the applicant had previously applied and was approved for a monument sign in this location. The applicant has since changed their plans and decided to go with a pylon sign. This is going to be a 25-foot steel-supported sign with a reader board.
All right, is anyone online for this one?
Hi, it's Muge Parmux's, Yaman Parmux's franchisee owners, and we have Teresa Lane from Allen Technologies. She's with the signage company. Hello.
Hello, any additional comments you'd like to add?
Only the reason that they need this is for additional advertising and of course for advertising the specials and anything to the public with the reader board. The monument sign does not include that.
All right, thank you. Questions from members? Marilyn?
No.
Oh, no. Questions? Jerry?
Do we have a visual of this sign that's proposed? by chance?
Pull it up here.
So from the base to the top is how high? They're
25 feet.
25.
Correct.
And does the bottom on the reader board portion, is that electronic or you'll be changing that manually?
That will be changed manually. Thank you for asking.
Yep. And does that give you enough clearance on the bottom for snow or any buildup during the winter especially?
Absolutely. We already have the engineering completed and I can supply that to you if needed.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Additional comments? Questions, motions?
Make a motion to approve subject to recommendations.
Moved and seconded, final thoughts? All those in favor, state aye.
Aye.
All right, any objections? Chair votes aye, that's approved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next is item 8, resolution number 114-2324 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Decker, submitting the final resolution and order discontinuing a portion of South 19th Street between Union Avenue and Oakland Avenue between South 19th Street and Union Pacific Railroad right-of-way. Elise?
I'm going to defer this one to Ryan.
City engineer.
Yeah, it might be best for the representatives from HTT Stamping to tell about the reasoning for the vacation of the street, and then we can talk a little bit about how we've been working together for the engineering portion of it, and yeah, kind of talk a little bit about your project and potential addition.
Please. Yeah.
We're gonna probably tag team this, so I'll introduce myself. I'm Neil Leland. I am the president of HTT, and I have Bob Lishka with us, and he is going to be the project manager for this expansion. He's also the leader of our supply chain group. We looked at the possibility, we own the property on both sides of 19th Street between Union and Oakland, and we own the property on both sides of Oakland between 19th heading eastern to the railroad corridor. So we control both sides of the streets in both of these blocks. And we are at a point where our owners want to continue investing in us. They're a locally owned company, we are, and the family has been involved with this company since 2000. And we are looking to continue to expand, grow jobs, and be good members of the community. And we looked at the possibility of moving south across Oakland Avenue and look at the expansion, but that is a triangular piece of property which doesn't lend itself well for building construction purposes. So what we want to be able to do is move west. And we really have no other property to move west over other than the other side of 19th, which we own, all the way up to the northwestern house. And then we own a strip of land that Sweeten's Plumbing lies to the south of the northwestern house. And we own actually property then south of Sweeten, all the way to Oakland. So there's an L-shaped piece of property that extends south along 19th on both sides of the street, and then we end up owning a piece that borders Oakland, heading towards west, towards that railroad corridor that runs on the west side. So it's an L-shaped piece of property, but what that would allow us to do, if we would be able to expand over South 19th Street, our current facility and manufacturing flow of product through your facility is vitally important to your efficiencies. And right now, we are producing basically in location-wise, on that northwest portion heading south. And if we would end up building west, it's just adjacent to our current facility, which would allow us to continue the flow of goods through our plant exactly as it exists today. If we'd have to build to the south, not only is it a triangular piece of property, it's not contiguous to our current manufacturing. And the south part of our current building can't really be used for manufacturing without major changes because it's where we have single floor level locker rooms, offices, and there'd be some major changes that would have to happen even to extend south if it wasn't a triangular piece. So the south direction has too many, I guess I'd say, problems associated with it. And the western expansion allows us to be able to continue the flow and improve our efficiencies. So that's the reason why we want to go to the west. I don't know what the hell was, but. So, and as we've moved through time, we had the mayor and we've had Diane come over and talk with us on September 11th of this year. And then we visited the offices and I met Ryan and other people, including the city administrator, Bob and I, and our advisors from Quash's Construction. And we talked about the project and utilities challenges that might be presented and how we can work together to make sure that it makes sense economically, but it also makes sense for the adjoining properties, making sure that the utilities would be available to all in a way that makes sense. So we've worked a little bit. There's been some different challenges with the utilities, and we've agreed so far. And again, I don't want to get too deep in the details, but there's a corridor that we'd be keeping on the very western edge of the property if we would close 19th, if you keep going west, and that would border up against that northwestern house. But there'd be a 25-foot open space that would allow utility easement. So that was one of the things that I think came out of the conversation with Public Works. So we've been working cooperatively. We've been trying to find ways to make this make sense for us while at the same time helping the utility delivery to the rest of the neighborhood.
Cool. Thanks, Neil. You said you were going to tag team it, so Bob is,
Well,
was this the?
That's when I get in trouble, Mayor.
It's all good.
He's sitting too far away to stop me from talking, and that was his
He's like,
real
"Keep
job.
going." Yeah. Questions from commission members, Ryan?
Yeah, no, if this does get vacated, what's your construction time frame for doing this addition and bringing in extra machines and that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So that area that we'd be constructing, we would like to get moving in the springtime. And we would like to be able to be done late third quarter, early fourth quarter of 2024, but it would really be predicated upon the ability to get started. Mm-hmm. We're in the process of working through plans. We have a couple of different options from who's going to advise us on our plans that we're working through. But we'd have to really make sure that street vacation happens, and then we can move forward confidently knowing that we've secured that spot that makes sense for us.
Great. There really isn't anything in that immediate area where losing this two block stretch of South 19th is going to cause disruption to anybody around. So all in all, I just wanted to voice my full support, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
Thank you.
Ryan?
And just get back a little bit more to details of utilities. The Department of Public Works has been working very closely with HCT stamping. So basically, any utilities, any type of sewer system or utilities in South 19th Street will just move to the west several hundred feet. HCT owns the property, so it'll be real simple to move the utilities. And as for traffic issues, as a neighborhood, this little section of South 19th Street is used, I would say, very minimally by the neighborhood. Plus, Sauk Trail Road is very close to the west, so anybody that would be using South 19th would just have to go use Sauk Trail Road. So as an impact to the neighborhood for traffic, it'll be minimal.
Jerry?
Yeah, I would agree. I live on that side of town, and basically it's just a shortcut. Everybody uses it for a shortcut and it's through forever. So I would make a motion to approve, subject to recommendations from staff.
Moved and seconded. Other discussion? Anyone from the public on this item? All right, final thoughts? Seeing none, all those in favor, state aye. Aye. Any objections? Chair votes aye. Thanks, gentlemen, appreciate it. So that item's approved. All right, the next two items are just for, I guess not even really discussion, but just to provide notice to the Plan Commission in our extraterritorial authority. The city was provided notice as a request to rezone the property identified by Dignified Solutions LLC to rezone in the town of Wilson at the aforementioned parcel numbers from residential R1 to residential district R3. And then the other notice is essentially to annex those properties into the town of Wilson Sanitary District number 1. So. Just an FYI, don't ask questions, because I don't have answers to that one necessarily, but it's just to provide notice to this commission. So we might have a future conversation at a future meeting, is all I'll say. So, yes, if you'd like to see a map location, Elisa has pulled up a map. So it's on the far south side, right off of Stall Road. All right, next meeting will be in the new year, January 9th. We've exhausted the agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn? So moved. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. We're adjourned at 4:18. Thanks, everyone.